A good marriage is about being kind to each other and being strong but flexible, because relationships do change, and in order to grow, they need nurturing. A strong foundation of mutual commitment, trust and respect for each other allows you to nurture each other as individuals and allows you to maintain your unique identity and grow in your own way through the years ahead. It enables two people to share their desires, dreams and memories, their joys and sorrows, and to support each other through all the uncertainties of life. It is a safe haven for each of you to become your best self. Sonia and Alex, this lovely couple believe life is a long journey and it's better shared with the person you love and who you know will support you through all of the good times and the challenges. Marriage, according to law in Australia, is the union of two people to the exclusion of all others voluntarily entered into for life. Alex, do you take Sonia to be your wife, to treat her with the respect, gentleness and kindness as your marriage deserves? Do you promise to share all life has to offer with her, including your dreams, hopes, achievements and disappointments from this day forward?
I do.
Sonia, do you take Alex to be your husband, to treat him with the respect, gentleness and kindness as your marriage deserves? Do you promise to share all life has to offer with him, including your hopes and dreams, your achievements and disappointments from this day forward?
Yes, I do.
I ask the people here present to witness that I, Alexander Jack Long, take you, Xin Xiaorui, to be my lawful wedded wife.
I ask the people here present to witness that I, Xin Xiaorui, take you, Alexander Jack Long, to be my lawfully wedded husband. Alex, you are very, very handsome. Like I always told people, you are so sexy. You are everything I could have ever wanted. I met you when I was 19 in a nightclub for a Halloween party. You were in your silly orange onesie. You asked me for a dance. I said yes. I have to say you are not the best dancer. In fact, you're a terrible dancer. But I liked your confident attitude. I still remember the first dinner you cooked for me. It was pasta with olives and feta cheese. I hate olives and feta cheese. But I still ate it. Later on, I realized that was the only dish you could cook. Since then, your cooking skills improved drastically, thanks to DJ Barbecue. In the past almost 10 years, I had ups and downs. You're always there when I need you. You probably don't know my shoe size I am, but you definitely know how to make me laugh when I'm upset. I am so glad I found you, a person who I share common values with, who I can laugh with. Coming from China, I would never have thought I would end up on this island, but where you are, I call home. I really look forward to continuing this adventurous journey with you. No matter what happens in the future, I promise I will hold your hands and be your best support. I love you to the moon and back.
When we met on Halloween, you were dressed as a cute little devil. I struck up a conversation and fortunately, you were interested in chatting. I sent you a message the next day asking if you wanted to meet up. That was the beginning of our relationship. We spent time together and discussed what we were into. I said I liked camping. You said you did too, which I later found out to be fraudulent. Despite having mostly different interests, we got along well. Early on in our relationship, you noticed I thought there was nothing wrong with wearing odd socks. No one was going to see anyway, right? Wrong, so I learned. Toasted sandwiches contained all nutrition the body needed. So there was pretty much no point needing anything else. Soap in the shower was normal and body wash was for weirdos. You corrected these bad habits, but more importantly, you made me a more grounded and better person. I am who I am today because of you. Not long into our relationship, I went to study overseas for a year. You were devastated and upset, worried this might spell the end of our relationship. To the contrary, once we'd been through that year, it was obvious to me how strong our relationship was. From this point on, our future always felt clear to me. I love how you can only shower if you do a dance routine beforehand. How you can sit there watching me eating, instructing me on what to bite next, as if it's actually interesting. And how you always make sure I'm wearing appropriate clothing for the weather. I promise to be there for you at the best and the worst of times. I promise to give you lots of attention. I promise to work with you to achieve the things we value and to cherish our time together. Committing to you for the rest of my life is not a challenge. It is by now all I know, and it's just the way I want it to be. I love you.
Okay, it's time to exchange the rings, so I need to ask the beautiful Dee, may we have the rings, please? The wedding rings are the most visible sign of the bond these two people are about to make. A commitment to life, to each other, and the future. These rings are a circle that has no beginning and no end. This demonstrates a continuing bond and symbolizes equality and commitment, which are the foundation stones of married life.
I give you this ring as a symbol of our marriage
For today and tomorrow,
for today and tomorrow,
and for all the days to come.
and for all the days to come.
Thank you. As you place the ring on Sonia's finger, please repeat after me. I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a symbol of our marriage
as a symbol of our marriage
for today and tomorrow,
for today and tomorrow,
and for all the days to come.
and for all the days to come.
Alex and Sonia, you have made your commitment to each other in lawful marriage and made special promises to each other in the presence of family and friends. This has been symbolized by exchanging vows and rings. You both know you are on the same path of life's journey and that you will hold each other's hand and support each other now and always. Your love has spoken, and I now declare you husband and wife. Please keep your bride. We will now sign the certificates of marriage, and I'd like to ask Sarah and Declan to please join us as witnesses to the signing. Please join me in congratulating Sonia and Alex on their marriage.
I've waited 100 years, but I'd wait 1,000,000 more for you. Nothing prepared me for what the privilege of being yours would do. If I had only felt the warmth within your touch, if I had only seen how you smile when you blush, or how you curl your lip when you concentrate enough, I would have known what I was living for all along. What I've been living for. Your love is my turning page, where only the sweetest words remain. Every kiss is a cursive line, every touch is a we're tethered to the story we must tell. When I saw you, well, I knew we'd tell it well. With a whisper, we will tame the vicious seas like a feather, bringing kingdoms to their knees.
Thank you for your attention. Louder. It's a wonderful opportunity to welcome Zhao Rei, also known as Sonia, to our family. And the odds against it were, I've just calculated the odds roughly, and they're astronomical. Like, if you think that Australia's got about 26 million people, 13 million of them, or half of them roughly, are men. 20% of those men would be under 30, so that gives you 2.3 million young guys. Then you move to China, they've got 1.4 billion people. 700 million of them, or thereabouts, are women. So if you take the 20% of those 700 million would be under 30, that's 140 million women under 30 coming out of China. So 2.3 million in Australia, 140 million in China, that's 142.3 million to 1 against. They're tall odds. I'd just like to say that Alexander obviously spent a long time in China at various times. He was known when he was 14 or 15 up in Harbin near the Russian border as Dalong. Dalong means big dragon. And it wouldn't do for Sonia, but it did well for Alex because a dragon is a happy thing in China, not a monster. So it was odd. We went back there with Alex some years ago, but he hadn't been to his old school in Harbin for a long time. But we were walking down the corridor there, and this guy spotted him way down the corridor, and we hear this, "Ah, Darlo!" It was his old badminton coach, table tennis coach, because that's what Alexander did when he was studying for a year in Harbin. He played table tennis and studied the language. I'd also like to thank Sonia's parents for producing such a fabulous young woman who, as I said, has joined our family. And I'm, I guess, quite disappointed that they couldn't be here today. She's their only daughter, and they're very proud of her. And they obviously endorse the partnership between their daughter and Alexander. And so I'd just like to propose a toast to Sonia's parents, and I'd like you to stand for it. To Sonia's parents, who couldn't be here in body, but are certainly here in spirits. Here's to
Sonia's parents!
Yes. And I'd like to thank my wife, also has put a lot of work into this wedding. I've acted under instruction. But I think I've done a good job. And that about wraps up the speech. Just quickly, I'd like to thank the people, obviously, who have laid out the tables, provided the food, drinks, and incredibly, the people who have this magnificent property. It's a wonderful setting for a wedding, and I think that Sonia did incredibly well to find it. I think she did actually spot it. All right, and with that, I'll take off my jacket. Thank you.
First of all, Sonia's parents, as we know, can't be here. I think they've been ready for this wedding since the day Sonia introduced me to them. So I'm sure they've got a big grin on their face today, and they're probably in the park bragging to all their friends about how Sonia's finally married. I want to thank Mum for thinking ahead, thinking of a lot of the minor details for the wedding and making sure Dad was appropriately dressed. I want to thank Dad for his words of wisdom. He said, Alexander, today is going to be the happiest day of your life. Remember that. And those were wise words for the morning of the bus party. I want to thank Ken and Gina for the amazing feast they've put on. I want to thank all of our friends here in attendance. Today would not be the same without you. Would have been a hell of a lot cheaper to start with. In particular, I want to thank Tom, Vaughan, Connor, Declan and Felix for being long-term supportive friends and always being good for a laugh. I want to thank Churchill, Dee, Sarah, Sapia and Lynn for maintaining their friendships with Sonia despite all living interstate for long periods of time. Last but not least, I want to thank Sonia. Sonia's beautiful, smart, kind, sexy. Sonia is, I'm struggling to read what she's written here actually, so I'll just move on to the next bit. Seriously, Sonia, you're a superstar and I love you. Everyone please raise a glass for everyone who came together to make today possible and for the people who wanted to be here but couldn't because of circumstances beyond their control.